When you are a man or woman of God that is truly living for God, please understand that your warfare is not only going to come outside in the world. A lot of it is going to come from within the church. It's going to come from people who are in leadership position. They may be ministers sitting right next to the pastor. They may be on the choir, the praise team, or in various offices within the church. It's not everyone that comes to church comes there for God. Many people come for various reasons. Some are witches that have been assigned. They'll get baptized within the church. They'll be there speaking in tongues, and they'll be in different offices. So it's a bit nuanced. It's hard for the average person to know who they are because they'll fit the part. They'll be loved by people. But those who have spiritual discernment will know. Sometimes the pastor will not know, not because the pastor is pastoring the church meaning he'll know everything. Sometimes the pastor may have found himself in a sinful situation that caused his discernment level to be decreased. Therefore, he's unable to notice who these witches are or who these warlocks are. Remember, witches are different from warlocks. Witches tend to be female, warlocks tend to be male. And then you have all these different spirit that creeps in the church. Jezebel spirit, Delilah spirit. So much deception goes on. And the pastor will not know because sin does fog your mind. Sin brings shame and disgrace. Sin makes you less effective in the spirit. We see that with Saul to the witch of Endor because God wasn't speaking to him as he used to before. He didn't have Samuel as well, the prophet, to advise him or give him a word from God. Therefore, he fell into deeper sin. There are situations too where the pastor may not have sinned, but because there's so much warfare that's going on against the pastor, he's unable to hear. Just like Daniel, I would say he wasn't perfect, but he was righteous because I don't know him, so I can't call any man perfect. But Daniel was living righteously. He prayed. He wasn't eating any ceremonial unclean meat or food, but he was righteous based on what I read in the chapter Daniel. Yet he prayed to God and the answer was withheld for 21 days. I'm saying this because I want you to be alert of these things as a Christian woman or man of God. There are situations where the pastor may not be aware of these witches and warlock, and that's why they're able to be in certain positions within the church. When this warfare occurs, it is your duty to pray. Pray and cover yourself first, because if you're not covered, then you can't cover anybody else. And there's some things that can't be done by you alone because you don't know the situation and you may not be in a position to break that. So pray and fast. Fasting is essential. You can't be a sleeping Christian. Sleep is not your friend. There's going to be times when God is going to wake you up 3 a.m. in the morning and you're going to have to pray. 4 a.m. you're going to have to pray. You're going to have to sing. You're going to have to fast unexpectedly, because that's how you're going to break the yoke of the witches. The witches and the warlocks, they are up at night casting spells because their spells are more effective when you're asleep, when you're dormant. Because when you sleep, technically you're somewhat unconscious. You're not aware of your surroundings. It's easier for you to be attacked. And that's why it's essential for us to pray at night, because when you pray, demons tremble. Not all just demons tremble, but you pray a covering over you as you sleep. You say, God, watch me in the night. Psalms 91, I love that Bible verse so much, but there's a plethora of other scriptures that you could pray. I think Psalms 4 is one of them too that talks about sleeping. Now that you know that your warfare is not only going to come from those in the world, but a lot of times it's going to come from those in the church, be alert, be smart, be wise. Be careful what you eat. Be careful who's touching you. Be careful who's praying over you. If you feel deep in your heart that your spirit tell you not to do something or not allow somebody to pray over you or to step back, do that. Unfortunately, we're living in a wicked world, and witches are going undetected because they're subtle. They have a form of godliness, but they deny his power. They do not fear God. They will come to church lifting up holy hands. They will dress the part. They're going to have the hat on their head. They're going to be wearing the longest skirt, the longest, baggiest skirt they could find. And they're going to make sure they get into the position that they were assigned to get into. They're going to make sure that they're in the choir. They're going to make sure they're sitting next to the pastor. They're going to make sure they're a minister of some sort or leadership of some sort. They will make sure, because their whole duty is to smite the shepherd so the sheep can scatter. And as a sheep, be vigilant, be aware. That's what God has placed on my heart. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.